God says, you have been given a lot of money. If you don't open this message, you won't receive the money. It's only for you. Open this immediately before 11:57 p.m., otherwise you'll miss it. God says, my child, you are not here by chance. You were led to this message by something greater than your understanding, and it is not an accident. There is something meant for you here, something your soul has long been waiting for, something only heaven can offer. The blessing is not just about money, but about the transformation of your heart and the shifting of your spirit. Comment Amen if your heart is open to God's voice right now. There are times in life when everything feels uncertain, when the weight of your worries feels heavier than anything your hands can hold. But even in those silent moments when no one knows what you carry inside, God sees you. He watches over you in the stillness, in the ache, in the quiet prayers whispered into the darkness. You have not been forgotten. Your cries have reached His throne, and His answer comes with more than you can imagine. This message is not just a message. It is a soft touch on your shoulder, a gentle whisper that says, hold on, because what's coming is worth every moment of faith you've held on to. The money is symbolic of provision, of breakthrough, of everything you have prayed about in the secret corners of your heart. It's not only about material gain, but the flood of favor that brings restoration to your soul and healing to what felt broken beyond repair. God sees every tear you've cried when you didn't know how you'd pay the next bill. He remembers every time you gave to others even when you had little. He noticed your heart, even when the world overlooked your efforts. And now, the heavens are moving. Not because you earned it, but because God loves to surprise His children with goodness they never saw coming. There is no mistake in timing. God is never late. This moment, right now, before the clock turns past 11:57 p.m., is filled with purpose. Something is shifting in your favor, quietly but powerfully. Doors are unlocking that were long shut. Help is coming from directions you didn't even think to look. God is making a way where you saw only dead ends. He is providing, not just enough, but more than enough. Comment 555 if you believe that God is your strength. You may not have all the answers, but you are not alone in the waiting. God is beside you, holding your hand through the confusion, whispering hope into your tired heart. He's preparing the blessing, tailoring it to your needs, and placing it exactly where your spirit will feel His love the most. This is not just a transaction of wealth, it is an encounter with the divine that changes the course of your life. You are seen. You are valued. You are worthy of receiving. And even when your hands feel too empty to hold a blessing, God fills them with more than they can contain. Your heart has been tested, stretched, and softened. That's why the blessing is coming. It's not only because you waited, but because you trusted even when you couldn't see. When life gets heavy, the soul yearns not just for solutions but for comfort. And that comfort, that warmth that fills the spaces of our spirit, can only come from God. He knows what you've been through. He knows how strong you've had to be. He knows what it took for you to keep going when nothing made sense. This moment is the beginning of your reward. The financial blessing that's coming may look like a surprise deposit, a debt cleared, an opportunity that changes your path, or simply a gift sent through someone's hands. However it comes, know that it was prepared in heaven and released at the exact time God knew your heart was ready to receive it. He is never early, and never late. He is always on time. And while you may feel nervous, or unsure whether this is really for you, know this: God doesn't tease His children. He doesn't speak to stir up false hope. He speaks to deliver, to affirm, to love, and to lead. If this message stirred something deep within you, that is your confirmation. Trust it. Lean into it. Let go of the fear that tells you nothing will change. Because everything is already changing. When you feel discouraged, when your faith is small and your hope flickers like a dying candle, remember that God never lets a flame go out completely. He breathes gently on it until it burns strong again. That's what this moment is. A breath from heaven over your life. An unshakable promise that your season of lack is turning into overflow. Keep trusting. Keep walking. Keep praying. The blessing is not just coming, it's already on the way. And when it arrives, it will be more than you asked for, richer than you dreamed, and deeper than you imagined. It will touch not just your bank account, but your heart, your peace, and your joy. Let your soul rest tonight knowing that God is working on things you haven't even spoken aloud. He's clearing the path, lifting the burdens, and setting the table. What's meant for you cannot be missed, delayed, or taken. It's held safely in His hands until He places it gently into yours. God says, listen closely, because what I'm about to pour into your life has nothing to do with luck, chance, or coincidence. What's coming is divine. It has been prepared for you, not because of what you've done perfectly, but because of how your heart kept holding on even when everything told you to give up. God knows every quiet sacrifice, every lonely moment, every night you prayed with tears streaming down your face while no one else knew how close you were to falling apart. Yet, here you are, and that alone is a miracle. A rare 7-second morning ritual that was hidden in CIA files is now reappearing, and people are already reporting rapid financial breakthroughs. It takes almost no time, yet it activates a dormant wealth switch in the brain that most never unlock. Click the link in the description and comments now. Access it before it disappears. There's something about your faith that moves heaven. Even when your faith has been small, even when doubt crept in and made your heart shake, God never turned away from you. He's been walking with you through the shadows, guarding your steps, waiting for the moment to reveal what He's been preparing behind the scenes. This is that moment. This is the season where the waiting turns into receiving. Comment 1010 if you believe in God's strength. You've asked for a sign. You've whispered quietly in your heart, God, show me you haven't forgotten me. This message is that whisper being answered, not with thunder, not with loud noise, but with a soft voice reminding you that the Lord keeps every promise, even the ones we forget we asked for. You are not behind in life. You are not losing. You are being positioned. The blessing has your name on it, and it is not late, it is right on time. Sometimes, before God gives, He stretches. He tests the soil before He sends the rain. He watches how we hold on to hope even when the skies stay dry. You've been through your drought, and you've kept your hands open even when nothing seemed to fall into them. That's why this blessing will be so sweet, because it comes after a long season of empty fields and quiet prayers. The money, the opportunity, the financial door that's about to open, it's not random. It is tied to your faithfulness, your kindness, your perseverance, and your heart that didn't grow bitter even when it would have been easier to turn cold. God is honoring the spirit inside you that stayed tender, even when the world hardened around you. This is not about greed or desire. This is about restoration. God is restoring what was taken. He's bringing justice to the moments you were overlooked, to the days when your efforts went unnoticed, to the times you had to act like everything was fine even though you were breaking inside. This blessing is not about proving anything to others. It's about God proving to you that He never stopped working for you. Comment yes if you're ready. There is a sacredness in this moment. As you read this, take a breath and understand that this is not ordinary. This is heaven bending toward your life with a gift shaped perfectly for what you've been needing. Whether it's a sudden opportunity, unexpected provision, a check that arrives right when you need it, or a situation that clears your path, know that it will come with peace. God's blessings never come wrapped in confusion. You've wondered why it's taken this long. You've questioned if maybe you missed your turn, missed your blessing, missed your moment. But with God, nothing is lost. Every detour, every delay, every closed door was part of the story. It wasn't wasted time. It was preparation. Because what God is about to do will not only sustain you but will overflow from you to others. You'll bless others from the abundance you receive. You'll be the answer to someone else's prayer. There is a sweetness coming to your life, a peace that money alone can't buy, but that this blessing will help bring. You'll feel lighter. You'll breathe easier. And not because everything will suddenly be perfect, but because you'll know, deep in your bones, that God has your back. That feeling, that knowing, is what makes the blessing so powerful. You won't need to chase what's meant for you. You won't have to strive for what God has already decided is yours. Just stay close. Stay faithful. Stay hopeful. Keep being the kind of person who loves even when it hurts, who gives even when it's hard, who believes even when it's uncertain. That's who you are. That's who God sees. And that's who this blessing is being sent to. This isn't a message to scare you or pressure you. It's a message to remind you that your life is unfolding exactly as it should, and the breakthrough you've been waiting for is not a dream, not a maybe, but a certainty written in heaven's ink. It's sealed with the love of a Father who gives in perfect timing. So breathe, rest, trust. Let the weight lift. You don't have to fight so hard. You've already won the battle with your faith. Now it's time to receive. This blessing, this provision, this unexpected money, it's not an illusion or a tease. It's real. It's personal. And it's coming with a grace so gentle and beautiful it will bring you to tears when it arrives. You are not forgotten. You are not left behind. You are seen, chosen, and loved. Heaven's treasure is not just gold or wealth. It is favor. It is peace. It is knowing that everything you've endured is turning into a testimony. This is not the end. This is the beginning of something new. God says, I have seen your quiet struggles, the moments where you held your breath hoping something would change, and the countless nights you laid in silence wondering if help would ever come. I have not ignored a single tear. I have counted every step you've taken in faith, even when your knees trembled. You are not alone, and what is coming your way is more than just help. It is a breakthrough, crafted by my own hands, designed just for you and no one else. Comment, I love Jesus, if your heart knows His love is real. You have carried so much for so long, often without recognition, and yet you've continued to show up, to be present, to love, and to keep moving forward even with an aching heart. I saw you when you gave your last with joy. I saw you when you offered kindness while you were hurting too. I saw you when you chose to forgive instead of hate, when you chose to believe instead of run away. Those choices mattered. They opened the door for heaven's reward. What if wealth was always controlled by a hidden brain signal, buried in CIA files and never explained to the public? This frequency is now opening new paths, drawing opportunities, and changing lives faster than expected. Thousands are already using it to attract wealth like never before. Click the link in the description and comments now and activate the money-attracting brain wave today. The money that is coming is not just a number. It's not just about bills or debt or things you need. It is about restoration. It is about setting things right. It is about removing the constant pressure, the worry that has taken your sleep, and the burden that has stolen your smile. It is about giving you room to breathe, to laugh again, and to live without fear. There will come a moment, very soon, when everything you worried about will shift in an instant. You won't even see it coming. A call, an opportunity, a person walking into your life, a yes that had been delayed, suddenly it will all click into place. And you'll know, in that moment, that it was God all along. It was God moving quietly, protecting you from wrong turns, holding back what wasn't ready, and preparing what your heart couldn't even imagine. Comment, God is always with me, if you feel His presence now. It's okay to admit that you're tired. It's okay to feel weak. Strength isn't found in pretending everything is fine. It's found in leaning on God when everything feels like it's falling apart. And you've done that. That's why the blessing is on its way. You've depended on God even when it didn't make sense. You've praised Him even when your heart was breaking. That kind of faith moves mountains. This money that is coming is not going to slip through your fingers like it did in the past. It will come with wisdom. It will come with clarity. You will know what to do with it, how to use it, where to give, where to save, and how to plant seeds for the future. God does not send blessings without the grace to manage them. He equips, He teaches, and He blesses in a way that builds your life, not burdens it. Don't worry about how or when. Don't try to figure out every detail. Just stay in the flow of faith. Stay in the rhythm of grace. You don't have to chase blessings, they chase you when your heart is aligned with God. When your hands are open, your spirit willing, and your thoughts anchored in love and truth, there is nothing God will withhold from you. Every moment of silence, every season of waiting, every no that broke your heart, it all had a purpose. And now, your yes is coming. A yes that will open the floodgates. A yes that will heal the disappointment. A yes that will remind you that God never says no to your growth, your peace, your joy, or your restoration. You may not realize this, but your story is about to inspire others. People will look at what God has done in your life and feel hope rise in their own. You will become a testimony of what it looks like to trust even when the road was hard. The way God is about to bless you will be proof that He does not abandon the ones who wait on Him. You'll look back on this season and you won't feel bitterness, you'll feel gratitude. Because the very delay you once resented will be the reason the blessing fits so perfectly. If it had come sooner, you might not have been ready. But now? Now your heart is strong. Now your eyes are open. Now you can receive and carry the blessing with purpose. You were never forgotten. Not for one moment. Even when you couldn't feel Him, God was surrounding you. And now He is revealing what has been hidden. He is answering what has been prayed. He is repaying what was lost. And He is doing it in a way that no one else can take credit for. This is your turning point. The heaviness will lift. The loneliness will fade. The chaos will calm. And in its place will come peace so deep, joy so real, and provision so miraculous, you will fall to your knees in awe. Not because you earned it, but because God is just that good. He gives not because of who we are, but because of who He is. So rest your heart tonight. Release the worry. Release the fear. God already has it covered. The message you opened was not by chance. It was divine timing. The blessing is real. The money is real. And it is coming, not just for your needs, but as a sign that you are held, you are favored, and you are cherished beyond measure. I saw you when you kept walking, even when the path was dim. I saw you when you smiled through the pain, when you gave when you barely had enough, and when you believed even when everything around you gave you reasons not to. Now, heaven is moving on your behalf, and this message is not just a message, it is your confirmation. Comment, "Jesus is my everything," if you know He is all you need. The money you are about to receive is more than currency. It is evidence. Evidence that the God you prayed to was listening the whole time. That He didn't forget. That He was working behind the scenes, in the moments you thought were still. You are not just about to receive provision, you are about to walk into a season of favor that has been building, slowly and surely, waiting for this perfect time to be released into your life. It will come not through stress or struggle, not through schemes or striving, but through grace. This is not about what you've earned. It's about what your heart is ready to carry. God knows the weight you've been under. He knows the nights when sleep would not come because worry sat heavy on your chest. He knows the days you felt you had nothing left to give, yet you gave anyway. And now, He's giving to you. You don't need to chase this blessing. You don't need to beg for it. You simply need to keep walking in faith, even if your steps are small. God's promises are never based on performance, they are rooted in love. And His love for you is deeper than the pain you've endured, stronger than the fear that has tried to control you, and wider than the path you feel you've lost. Deep inside your brain lies a small region tied to wealth and success, once buried in restricted studies and hidden in CIA files. This newly uncovered frequency is helping people replace financial pressure with ease, and God has led you to see this message now. Click the link in the description and comments to activate this hidden brain wave now. There's a reason this message reached you now. It's not too early, and it's not too late. It's right on time, just like God always is. He waited for your heart to be soft enough to receive and strong enough to carry the blessing. He waited for the noise to quiet down, for your faith to grow deeper, and for your trust in Him to be stronger than your need to understand. Comment 222 if you are prepared to receive what's already yours. This financial blessing will not only bring relief but will usher in a new level of peace. You will breathe easier. Your shoulders will feel lighter. You'll find joy in the small things again. It's not just about having enough, it's about seeing the fingerprints of God all over your life. In the timing, in the details, in the way it all aligns perfectly, you will know without a doubt that this could only be Him. Sometimes, the world makes us believe that blessings only come to those who already have, that favor is for the fortunate, and that breakthrough is rare. But God's ways are different. He loves to raise the overlooked, to lift up the humble, to surprise the faithful ones who stayed the course without fanfare or applause. That's you. That's why this blessing is yours. It will come in a form you might not expect. It might not follow your plan, but it will exceed your expectations. Whether it shows up in the form of a check, a new opportunity, a cleared debt, or an open door, you will recognize it because it will arrive with peace. No confusion. No doubt. Just confirmation that God's hand is on your life. You don't need to worry about how long it's been. God doesn't work on human clocks. What took years to delay can change in a day. And when it happens, it will feel sudden to everyone else, but you'll know it was anything but. You'll know the nights you prayed, the tears you shed, the faith you held on to when there was nothing else to cling to. You'll know the cost behind the blessing. What's coming will not just meet your needs, it will overflow. You'll be able to help others, to give freely, to support dreams that were once distant hopes. And you will do so not from a place of fear, but from a place of peace. This blessing isn't just for you, it's meant to ripple through your family, your community, your future. It's the start of a new chapter. Let go of the guilt that says you shouldn't receive. Let go of the fear that says it might not come. Let go of the past mistakes that try to disqualify you. In God's hands, you are never disqualified. You are redeemed. You are chosen. You are deeply, eternally loved. And that love is what is bringing this blessing to your life. You may have been in survival mode for too long, but that ends now. This is the shift. This is the moment things begin to turn. Not just financially, but emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. God is restoring you. Piece by piece, gently and completely. The pressure you've carried is being replaced by peace. The worry is being replaced by clarity. The fear is being replaced by faith. Trust this process. Even if you don't know the next step, know that God is already ahead of you, clearing the way. What's coming will not slip through your fingers. It will land gently, exactly where it belongs. And you'll be ready, not because you had all the answers, but because your heart stayed open. God says, I have not forgotten the dreams I placed in your heart. I have not abandoned the promises I whispered into your spirit when you were still too young to understand their weight. You've walked a road that hasn't been easy, carrying silent burdens, pushing forward even when your strength was gone. But I have been with you every step of the way. And now, I am bringing forth something you never expected, something you didn't even know how to ask for. Comment, thank you God for your guidance and protection, if you know He's watching over you. There are blessings I've hidden along your path, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. You didn't miss them. You didn't take a wrong turn. Even the delays were divine. The setbacks were setups. The tears were seeds. And now, what I have planted in your pain will bloom in your purpose. The money that is coming is a sign of what's been growing in the unseen, and now it is coming to light. This message was meant for you because you have reached the part of the journey where faith begins to turn into fulfillment. The prayers you thought had gone unnoticed have already been answered, not just with resources, but with restoration. The financial breakthrough is only one part of what I am about to release. It's the beginning, not the end. I am going to multiply what you receive, because I know your heart. I know you'll use it wisely. I know you'll give when I lead you. I know you'll keep me first. You have lived through days that drained your joy. You've endured situations that made you question your worth. But even then, I was building strength in you. Even then, I was shaping you into someone who could carry what's coming without breaking under the weight. This isn't just money falling into your lap. This is purpose rising to the surface. This is a shift that touches every area of your life. Comment, I trust you God, if you are letting go of worry right now. There will be a moment, not long from now, when you'll remember this message. You'll remember the feeling in your heart as you read it, the tug in your spirit, the peace that started to bloom deep within your chest. That moment will come as the blessing arrives, not with chaos, but with clarity. You'll stand in awe, knowing it wasn't random, it wasn't luck, it was love. Pure, unstoppable, unconditional love from your Father in heaven. The provision you are about to receive is not just a fix. It's a foundation. It's the beginning of something stable, strong, and lasting. You will no longer live waiting for the next miracle to survive. You will walk in sustained favor. You will have enough, and then more than enough. Because I am not just rescuing you, I am releasing you. Releasing you from fear, from shame, from the cycle of barely getting by. I am breaking the pattern and setting a new one in its place. A 7-second brain-wave ritual, once reserved for select individuals and hidden in CIA files, has now gone public, and people call it the 30-second miracle. Scientists say it activates a dormant brain center connected to wealth and blessings. Click the link in the comments below before it's deleted again from the internet. This is your turning point. A holy moment that you'll look back on and realize that everything changed after this. You'll move differently, speak differently, believe differently. Not because of what's in your account, but because of what's in your heart. You will know what it means to live with trust instead of tension, with joy instead of fear, with boldness instead of worry. Let me remind you of something sacred. I am not a distant God. I am not watching you from afar, waiting to judge or condemn. I am here, beside you, within you, surrounding you with my presence. I don't bless just to give things. I bless to show love. I bless to reveal my character. And my character is faithful, generous, merciful, and full of compassion. You've cried out in moments no one else saw. You've wondered if your prayers were strong enough, if your faith was big enough, if your past disqualified you from receiving. None of that matters to me. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking at your heart. And your heart has stayed soft even through pain. That's why the heavens are opening now. That's why the blessing is coming with speed. There are people in your life who are about to witness the goodness of God through what happens to you. Your story will shift atmospheres. Not by what you say, but by what you live. People will see the peace in your eyes, the rest in your spirit, and the joy in your steps, and they'll ask how. And your answer will be simple: God did it. He remembered me. The pressure that's been squeezing your chest, the thoughts that have made you question everything, the nights you couldn't rest because your mind was racing, they're coming to an end. You will sleep peacefully. You will wake up with hope. You will walk through each day knowing something has changed. Because it has. The blessing may look like money, but it's far deeper than that. It's healing. It's confirmation. It's provision. It's proof that God never abandoned you, not even for a moment. And once you receive, you'll start to feel lighter. You'll realize how deeply you've been cared for, how fiercely you've been protected, and how perfectly you've been guided. You may feel unprepared, but that's okay. God doesn't call the prepared, He prepares the called. And you've been called. Not just to receive, but to carry, to lead, to love, to give, and to shine. The money is a tool, not the treasure. The real treasure is the life you're about to live, the peace you'll walk in, the joy you'll carry, and the freedom that no one can take away from you. There is more coming. So much more. This is just the beginning. What you're about to receive is a seed, and from that seed will grow things you never thought possible. Dreams that were shelved will be picked up again. Ideas you gave up on will come back to life. Relationships will be restored. New paths will open. And through it all, God will be right there, guiding your every step. God says, this moment you're in is no accident, and the stirring in your spirit is a quiet confirmation that something greater is unfolding. I know how long you've waited, how patiently you've held on when everything inside you wanted to give up, how you whispered, just one more day, to yourself when it felt like nothing was moving. But now, the day you've been praying for is drawing near, and it's closer than you think. You didn't miss it. You didn't ruin it. You didn't disqualify yourself. What I promised, I will do. Comment, God is my protector, if you believe He's watching over you always. You've been tested in silence, shaped in the dark, and molded through seasons of uncertainty. But in that hidden place, I was working. I was preparing the blessing to match the strength I was building inside you. You thought you were just surviving, but you were being strengthened. You thought you were being forgotten, but you were being refined. And now that you've walked through fire and kept your heart from turning to stone, the door is opening. The money coming into your life is not a bribe, not a lucky break, and not a fluke. It is a divine release. A divine reward. A visible sign of invisible faith. You trusted me when it didn't make sense. You praised me when you were hurting. You kept choosing goodness in a world that kept showing you pain. And now, I am choosing to bless you in a way that will leave you speechless, not because you begged, but because you believed. It might come from an unexpected place. You may get a message, a phone call, an open door that looks small but holds something huge inside. It may not look like much at first, but it will grow. What starts as a simple moment will bloom into something beautiful. And when it does, you'll feel that peace wash over you, that warmth in your chest that tells you God didn't just remember, you were His plan all along. Comment 2323 if you believe that God is with you in this very moment. No one knows the cost of your obedience. No one fully understands how hard it's been to keep your faith alive. But I do. I saw every single time you chose love over bitterness, hope over despair, and kindness over resentment. I saw you walk away from things that weren't right, even though they were easy. I saw you wait for better, when it would have been quicker to settle. And now, better is coming. You were not created to struggle forever. You were never meant to carry the weight of the world alone. The blessing isn't just to comfort you, it's to free you. It's to remind you that I am your source, your supply, your strength. You don't have to figure it all out. You just need to stay close, because what I'm sending will meet needs you haven't even spoken out loud. I know what's been weighing on your heart, and I'm taking care of it in ways you couldn't imagine. There will be a moment when you sit still and realize the fight is over. Not because the world became easier, but because I stepped in. Because I gave you rest. Because I lifted the burden. You'll look at your bank account and feel relief instead of panic. You'll look at your future and feel peace instead of fear. You'll wake up with joy instead of dread. A little-known 7-second morning ritual that was hidden in CIA files is resurfacing, and people are already experiencing rapid financial breakthroughs. It takes only moments to perform, yet it activates a dormant wealth center in the brain most people never tap into. Click the link in the description and comments now. Access it before it disappears. The peace I give doesn't just visit, it stays. And once this shift happens, you won't go back to where you came from. This blessing will build momentum. You'll see breakthrough after breakthrough, favor upon favor, and door after door open in your path. Not because you chased it, but because it was assigned to you. This is the season where heaven honors your perseverance. When I pour out blessing, I don't do it halfway. I do it in abundance. What you thought was lost will be restored. What you thought was over will begin again. What felt broken will be rebuilt with grace. You're not stepping into more stress, you're stepping into a new season of peace, clarity, and overflow. People will notice the change. They'll see the light in your eyes, the calm in your steps, and the joy returning to your laughter. They may not understand where it came from, but you will. You'll know it came from a God who saw you when no one else did. Who heard your quiet cries and answered them, not with noise, but with power. You don't need to pretend you're okay anymore. You are about to be more than okay. You are about to walk in a season where you'll look around and find reasons to smile again. Your heart won't feel heavy. Your spirit won't feel trapped. Your life won't feel stuck. I'm doing something so complete, so healing, that you'll forget what it felt like to live in fear. Let me carry what you were never meant to hold. Let me show you what it looks like to be blessed beyond expectation. I'm not giving you leftovers. I'm giving you a feast. I'm giving you what's been yours all along, saved for the perfect time. And this time is now. Everything you need is already in motion. Trust the quiet. Trust the space between where you've been and where you're going. Trust that I am not slow, I am strategic. I don't rush, because I care about the foundation, not just the surface. And I have been building your blessing on rock, not sand. That's why it will last. God says, I saw you when you were barely holding on, when the world around you kept moving forward while your heart stood still in quiet desperation. I saw the way you hid your pain behind tired smiles, the way you encouraged others while you yourself were running low. I never turned away from you. I held every moment, every tear, every whispered prayer, and now, I am bringing a release so beautiful that it will erase the ache of waiting. Comment, thank you God for everything, if you felt His mercy in your life. The money that is coming is not just about numbers, it is a sign. A sign that the storm has passed. A sign that the drought is ending. A sign that your trust was never in vain. You've been through battles no one could see. You've fought wars within yourself to stay kind, to stay gentle, to stay believing. That kind of faith does not go unnoticed in heaven. I have remembered every step you've taken when it would have been easier to give up. This blessing is not a temporary fix. It is a permanent shift. I am rewriting the rhythm of your life. No longer will you walk around in survival mode, constantly trying to figure out how to make it to the next day. You will live in peace. You will wake up with confidence. You will sleep without fear. What I am doing is restoring your joy, and part of that joy will come through provision you no longer have to chase. You have always looked out for others. You've given, sacrificed, and stood in the gap when others couldn't stand for themselves. That kindness is not forgotten. You may not have always seen the reward, but I did. And I don't miss a thing. The money that's coming will be more than enough. It will allow you to breathe, to give freely, to dream again without limitation. Comment, yes, if you trust God's plan. You didn't come this far to be left behind. You didn't hold on through the wilderness only to be stranded now. What's ahead is so much better than what's behind. You are not at the end. You are at the beginning of something entirely new. A chapter marked not by struggle, but by stability. Not by fear, but by freedom. Not by delays, but by divine timing. There are things you thought you missed out on. Dreams you thought had expired. But with me, nothing is wasted. I don't let pain go unused. I don't let time slip by without purpose. Everything you went through, everything you learned, everything you felt, it all led you here. To this message. To this moment. To this opening of heaven's floodgates over your life. And when it arrives, you'll feel it deep in your soul. A sense of relief will wash over you. That tension you've lived with for so long will ease. You won't have to fight for it, strive for it, or manipulate anything to make it happen. You'll simply receive it, because your heart stayed open when it had every reason to shut down. Your spirit stayed alive when it would have been easier to grow cold. This is not about being lucky. This is about being chosen. And you are chosen. Chosen for favor. Chosen for healing. Chosen for overflow. Your name was spoken in heaven long before you ever knew how things would unfold. And now, I'm fulfilling what I promised. Because I am not a God who forgets. I am a Father who follows through. You've spent long enough wondering if something good would ever happen for you. It will. And not just good, something holy. Something beautiful. Something that reminds you just how deeply loved you are. You won't have to carry the same burdens anymore. You won't have to look over your shoulder, waiting for something to fall apart. The season of barely holding it together is ending. The season of divine blessing is beginning. Your heart will be lifted. Your mind will feel lighter. You'll smile for real again, not just to be polite, but because peace has returned. This is the kind of blessing that touches not just your finances but your entire being. It shifts the atmosphere in your home. It restores your relationships. It settles the dust in your soul. What if wealth was never based on luck, but on a hidden brain signal that stayed buried in CIA files? This powerful frequency is now opening doors, attracting new opportunities, and transforming lives quickly. Thousands are already using it to attract wealth in ways they never imagined. Click the link in the description and comments now and activate the money-attracting brainwave today. Let this be your reminder that I'm not done with you. Not even close. There's still so much joy ahead. So much beauty to witness. So much grace to receive. And through it all, I will be beside you, just like I always have been. Only now, you'll see it more clearly. You'll feel it more fully. You'll walk in it more confidently. So do not be afraid. Do not question what's next. I've already gone before you. I've prepared the path, and it is lined with favor. The money that's coming is real. It's already been released from heaven. It's traveling toward you right now, through people, opportunities, and open doors. And when it arrives, it will bring more than relief. It will bring revival. You'll remember this as the season everything turned. You'll remember how it felt to wait and then how it felt to receive. You'll remember how it hurt and then how it healed. And you'll stand as proof that those who wait on the Lord are never forgotten. God says, "My beloved child, I know the depths of your heart. I have walked with you through every moment when you felt invisible, and I have stood beside you when you thought no one was listening. You have carried burdens so quietly, with a strength even you didn't realize you had. But I saw everything. I was there when you held on, not because things made sense, but because you trusted me anyway. That trust is why your blessing is coming now, quietly, powerfully, and exactly when you need it most." Comment, "God is great," if you believe He's turning things around. The money that's being released to you is not just to fill your hands, it is to lift your life. It is a token of what has already shifted in the spirit. What you are about to receive is not only a gift for your needs, but a tool for your future. It is my way of clearing the path in front of you so that you can walk with confidence and stop looking back in fear. I want you to feel peace when you open your eyes in the morning, not panic. I want your sleep to be restful, not restless. You've survived long enough. You've done your part. Now let me show you what it means to be taken care of by a faithful God. I don't do halfway blessings. When I give in abundance. When I heal, I restore fully. When I provide, I do it in a way that reminds you who your Father is. You won't have to question if this is real. You'll know it by the peace that comes with it, by the way it answers prayers you never even spoke out loud, and by the tears that fall when you finally feel free again. Comment 555 if you believe that God is your strength. You didn't stumble across this message. You were led here. I called you here because your time has come. You've watched others receive their blessings. You've celebrated them even while secretly wondering when it would be your turn. I saw that. I honored that. And now, I'm giving you your moment. The spotlight is not for your ego, it's for your healing. So you'll know, without a doubt, that I see you, that I love you, and that I never forgot what you've been through. This money will show up unexpectedly. It might be through a sudden opportunity, a promotion you didn't apply for, a payment you forgot was due, or someone who felt led to give to you. It may come in a way that doesn't make sense to others, but it will make perfect sense to your spirit. You'll feel it, like a warm wind rushing through an open window. You'll know this is from me. And you'll never question again whether I provide for those who walk in faith. You've spent enough time looking over your shoulder, worrying if your past would catch up to you or if your mistakes would keep you from receiving my favor. Let go of that now. I don't bless based on perfection, I bless based on purpose. And you, my child, are full of purpose. Every part of your life, even the broken places, is part of the story I'm writing through you. There are people who have doubted you. People who have walked away. People who didn't see the treasure within you. But I saw it. I placed it there. And now, I'm about to put you in a position where what I placed inside you will shine. Not for pride, but for glory, my glory. So others will look at your life and see my goodness all over it. They'll know you didn't do it alone. They'll know it was me. This blessing is more than money. It is peace. It is security. It is hope. It is a promise kept. It's what you've whispered about through clenched prayers. It's what you've asked for late at night when your chest felt heavy and your mind wouldn't quiet down. And now, it's yours. You are entering a new chapter. One where you will no longer have to shrink to survive. One where you will no longer have to apologize for wanting more, for dreaming bigger, or for believing in a better life. This is your time to expand, to step fully into who I created you to be, and to do so without fear of being too much or not enough. You have a gentle heart, a quiet strength, and a deep well of faith. These things are why you've been chosen for this moment. You won't misuse the blessing. You'll share it wisely. You'll walk with humility. You'll continue to love. That's why I'm trusting you with this. There are people who need the version of you that will rise from this breakthrough. People who will feel safe in your presence because you've walked through fire and come out carrying peace. People who will be reminded of my love just by hearing how I lifted you. You won't need to preach, your life will speak for itself. You are ready. Even if you feel unsure, even if you still carry doubt in the back of your mind, your heart is prepared. You've been in the waiting room long enough. And now, the door is opening. The blessing is real. The timing is perfect. The purpose is divine. Inside your brain exists a small region connected to wealth and success, once buried in restricted research and hidden in CIA files. This newly revealed frequency is helping people replace financial stress with ease and stability, and God has guided you to see this at the right time. Click the link in the description and comments to activate this hidden brain wave now. You've been faithful in the quiet. You've stayed kind in the hard places. You've kept your heart open even when you were hurting. That's why I've chosen now to pour into your life something extraordinary, something that carries the touch of heaven and the proof that you were never forgotten. Comment Amen if you receive this with a believing heart. What is being released into your life is not just physical provision, but emotional relief. A deep breath you didn't even realize you needed. A moment when the weight lifts, and your soul feels held again. The money that's coming is wrapped in peace. It will arrive quietly, without struggle, without confusion. It will feel right, and it will come with a stillness in your heart that tells you this blessing is not just enough, it's more than enough. You've carried burdens in silence. You've encouraged others while wondering how you'd make it through yourself. You've smiled through the ache. You've prayed prayers you didn't have words for. And in all of that, I never left you. Not once. I've been walking beside you, even when you couldn't feel me. I've been preparing the right people, the right opportunities, and the right doors to align with your life at the perfect time. That time is now. Comment 2020 if you have faith in God. The shift that's happening isn't random. It isn't coincidence. It's the result of seeds you've sown, seeds of love, seeds of trust, seeds of quiet obedience. You may not have seen the growth above the surface, but underneath, I've been growing something rich and full. And now, the roots are strong, the soil is ready, and what's been hidden is about to break through. You've grown in the waiting. You've softened in the silence. You've been refined through every delay. That's why I can trust you with what I'm about to give. Because you won't idolize the blessing. You'll honor the giver. You'll use it well. You'll carry it with grace. And it will lift you, not only in your circumstances, but in your spirit. There is no force that can block what I've prepared for you. Not fear. Not doubt. Not the past. Not people. Not time. I don't need perfect conditions to bless you. I create them. When I speak, doors open. When I move, things shift. When I bless, nothing and no one can take it away. What is yours is yours. And what is on its way cannot miss you. The money that's arriving is just the beginning. With it comes restoration of things you thought were over. Dreams you let go of because life became too hard. Joy you buried because the pain was too deep. Relationships that were strained. Confidence that was lost. I'm not just giving you something to hold in your hands, I'm healing what was lost in your heart. You don't need to be afraid of this new season. It's not a trap. It's not a test. It's a gift. A reward. A promise fulfilled. You've waited with grace, and now you will receive with joy. You won't have to fight for it. You won't have to beg. You'll walk into it with ease, and you'll know, without question, that this came from me. This money will be a tool that blesses more than just your immediate needs. It will help you build. It will open doors to long-term peace. It will support what I'm calling you to do. It will allow you to rest where you once felt rushed, to breathe where you once felt tight, to grow where you once felt stuck. It will come with instruction. It will come with clarity. And you'll know exactly what to do with it. You won't be overwhelmed. You won't be afraid. I will guide you step by step. I'm not blessing you and leaving you, I'm walking with you as you step into the new. You don't have to do this alone. You never have. Your life is about to look different. You'll find yourself smiling without effort. You'll laugh in places that once held sorrow. You'll feel freedom where there once was pressure. People will notice the change. They'll ask what happened. And you'll tell them, not with pride, but with peace, that it was God. That it was me. I want you to understand this, you are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be. Everything that felt like a delay was part of my design. If the blessing had come earlier, it might have been too soon. But now, you are ready. Your heart is soft. Your faith is rooted. Your hands are open. And I am placing in them more than you expected. This is the kind of blessing that leaves you in awe. The kind that makes you cry, not because you're in pain, but because you feel seen, known, and deeply loved. It will remind you that you are not forgotten, not overlooked, not ignored. You are precious. You are chosen. You are my child. You didn't stumble onto this message by chance. It's not here to tease you or stir up false hope. This is a divine moment, where my voice finds you at the right time, with the right message, to remind you that your struggle has not been wasted. You may have waited longer than you imagined, but what you're about to receive will be more than you ever expected. What I'm bringing is not just provision, it's redemption. The money that's on its way is not meant to temporarily fix a situation. It is meant to change the course of your life. It will open doors that have remained closed for years. It will relieve burdens you've carried far too long. It will settle things that have kept you up at night. But more than that, it will show you what happens when faith meets divine timing. A 7-second brain-wave ritual, once reserved for elite groups and hidden in CIA files, is now available to the public, and many call it the 30-second miracle. Scientists say it awakens a dormant brain center associated with wealth and blessings. Click the link in the comments below before it's deleted again from the internet. You are not forgotten. Not one moment of your pain has been invisible to me. I saw you sacrifice when you barely had enough for yourself. I saw you love others even when you were running on empty. I saw the way you prayed with a tired voice, the way you hoped even when you felt foolish for doing so. Those moments didn't vanish. They reached me. They moved me. And now I am moving for you. Comment, God is my strength, to embrace His love. This blessing is for you. Not because you have done everything perfectly, but because your heart stayed humble. You didn't let bitterness take over. You didn't become cold in your waiting. And for that, I am rewarding you. Not just with money, but with peace, clarity, and a new level of joy. You are about to experience what it feels like to live without fear about tomorrow. The financial shift will come in a way that leaves you still. You'll feel peace even before it arrives, because your spirit will already sense that something new is beginning. I am releasing you from the burden of wondering how things will work out. You will no longer feel like you're walking through each day on the edge. You'll feel secure. You'll feel safe. Because I will be your provider in every sense of the word. I know you've questioned the timing. I know it's felt like everyone else's prayers were being answered while yours went unnoticed. But the truth is, I've been working on something so specific for you, so tailored to your journey, that it required time. It required preparation. And now, that preparation is over. Now, the delivery is in motion. The blessing may not appear with loud announcements or dramatic moments. It may come quietly, through an email, a phone call, a kind gesture, or an unexpected door swinging open. But however it comes, you will know. You will feel that familiar stirring deep in your heart, the one that says, "This is from God." You will use this blessing with wisdom. It won't slip through your fingers like past opportunities. You won't misuse it or waste it. You'll be guided. You'll be thoughtful. You'll move with care and with gratitude. Because your heart has been shaped in the fire of waiting. You've learned patience. You've learned resilience. You've learned how to hold on to hope when nothing made sense. And now, you will learn how to live in joy again. This financial blessing is just a beginning. It is the first ripple in a wave of change. It will clear space for you to focus on the things that truly matter. Your healing. Your peace. Your purpose. And once you begin to walk in that freedom, your life will begin to unfold in ways you never thought possible.